What is going on? Jordan Sherwood, Wood on 1063, FatJackSports.com for a look back at UFC Vegas 11 and then a quick preview of UFC Vegas 12. Fun night of fights. Disappointing result if you were playing our picks in the main event between Michelle Waterson and Angela Hill. But, a great fight nonetheless by two top 10 strawweights. Excellent back and forth. Obviously, Angela Hill came out strong. In my mind, won the first two rounds. It was in the third round that Michelle Waterson turned the tide and was able to utilize her grappling skills, which we thought could be an issue for Angela Hill at some point during the fight, and we were right about that call, but not right on the fight winner. I thought Angela Hill won the fight. We released Angela Hill as a play that she would win the fight, and she comes up short. Now, moment of honesty, we had Claudia Gadelha in the last fight against Angela Hill. And, a lot of people, including myself, thought that Angela Hill won that fight as well. But, Gadelha got her hand raised. Michelle Waterson gets her hand raised. Interesting kind of, pivot for both ladies because, I thought Angela Hill was on the come up. Michelle Waterson was kind of tailing off. But, they both proved me wrong. Michelle Waterson should certainly get another significant fight. I've heard Tatiana Suarez's name thrown out there. She hasn't competed since last summer. So that would be an interesting fight. And Angela Hill probably will end up fighting like next weekend because that's just the caliber fighter she is. She already wants a rematch to run it back with Claudia Gadelha. We'll see if that takes place. Co-main event, no surprise for us. We did have Otman Azatar, who goes unbeaten. Just the matchup stylistically with Kama Worthy. We talked about it. Worthy, very good, proficient counter striker, but he was going to look to exchange, get into a phone booth. And he's been knocked out now 7 times in his mixed martial arts career, 6 entering into the fight. And that's what we thought that Azatar, his power that he showcased not only on the regional scene, but also in his UFC debut, was going to play another factor. So we were correct. Had a nice winner on that one. Certainly, both guys would love to see again and see compete, relatively soon in the future. Outside of that, we did have Ed Herman. We called that Ed and ended up being a final line release of plus 240. So if you got on an Ed Herman, you won, but I don't know how great you feel because Mike Rodriguez pretty much got screwed out of a win in that fight. Clearly not a low blow, but Ed Herman and takes advantage. The ref, Mike Smith, misses it. And then an excellent Kimura finish for Ed Short Fuse Herman in the third round and cashes as a big-time underdog. Looking at the way that Ed Herman fought that fight, he had 3 camps, 2 fights that were canceled, and now this one with Mike Rodriguez. He had said all week that he's in the best shape or some of the best shape that he's ever been in. And obviously you would do that going through 3 fight camps and not having to fight twice out of those 3 times. But he looked slow. He looked lethargic, and you really don't like the result that he was doing against Mike Rodriguez. No disrespect to him, but he's not high on our radar, and certainly didn't outside of his previous fight. Really showcased what in our opinion, some superior skills to be in the UFC. But nonetheless, they say maybe run it back. I don't know if Ed Herman's going to take that fight. Mike Rodriguez would certainly like to run it back, but we'll have to wait and see. Outside of that, nothing really stands out. We had obviously a lot of heavy favorites in the fight. If you were paying attention to us, online, and I mean that's where it was. What was her name? Sarge Eubanks. Sorry about that. We liked her to pull off the upset. We also were leaning Roxanne Modafferi. Didn't release either one of those picks at FatJackSports.com, but ended up going 2-2 on the night. So you did get plus money, especially with that Herman cash. So we like that. Moving on, got a great fight card coming up on Saturday night. Heated rivalry between Colby Covington and Tyron Woodley. We'll see how that plays out for the welterweight picture. Tyron Woodley has lost 2 fights in a row. Has really looked lethargic his last 2 fights against Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. But again, against Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns. So Colby Covington looking to bounce back, insert him right back into the title contention. A lot of people are arguing that this fight should have been on pay-per-view, and it's too bad it's on ESPN Plus. I don't care. They're fighting, and they're fighting soon. We've tried so long for about 2 years to get this fight made. So we're going to see it. Kazmat Chimaev also returns. Can someone explain what weight class he's going to fight at? Because I thought he's a welterweight, and now he's fighting again at middleweight against one of our favorites, Jared Mearshart. So we'll see how that fight goes. They've already booked Shemaev against Damian Maia for October. You got to get through GM3 first. That's always a tough fight, despite him losing 4 of his last 6. And then don't forget bonkers co-main event. Donald Cowboy Cerrone and Nico Price, 2 excellent fighters in the welterweight division. Fireworks for sure. There's a lot of fight, top to bottom. There's 15 fights in total for Saturday night. We'll definitely have several plays on it. Going to dive into it a little bit later on in the week, but we're on quite a run right now, so I hope you sign up. Again, Wood on 1063 and sign up for our picks, fatjacksports.com. Bear down. Enjoy the fights.